Shalom and good rising to everyone. Where can I put my banana? Okay, I'll put it here for now. Good morning and good rising, everyone. I am so thankful to the Most High for another day. I'm about to just do some readings this rising before I go in to work and get my day started. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for a brand new day and mercy. I pray that you would. Uh-oh. Mm. Okay, I'll take them both. But I hadn't got to say my prayers just yet, but I know that Spirit knows what we need. I think us saying things openly and praying aloud are really just our own, just us trying to audibly. Oh, I'm not feeling this. But I still gotta go with it. Because it's not always about. Sometimes we don't feel certain things, and it's still the message that we need to hear. All right. I've not pulled out this many cards before, but I do feel kind of just led to do another. Heavenly Father, just no. Give us more messages that we can incorporate this rising. Give us more messages that we can incorporate this rising. More messages that we can incorporate this rising. Oh, that's beautiful there. And one more. Give us more messages that we can incorporate this rising. Let's do it again. All right. So this will be our seventh card. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So I did go ahead and look at the bottom of the deck. And I don't know if you guys can see it, if it's focusing or not. But this card says Mentakon or Mentakan. And it says longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So I believe this could be very much so the overall energy of the spread. This could be the overall energy of the spread. So let me get the booklet so I can be prepared to go in depth just in case. I don't know how many I'm going to get done, but I'm going to try to get as many readings done this rising as I can. So the first card that came out was Akasha. And it says your guidance is divinely guided. So it's divinely led. Again, this is about the second time that this has come out since working with this deck in the past month or so. So I just really feel like this is just reiterating that there's a lot of spiritual information that we are getting from our the angels, the Elohim, that is specifically for us to look into, or just for us even to know about ourselves, our purposes, the things that we've encountered before, for the purpose of them helping us in the now. So this is Akasha. And I still have to look more up about the Akashic downloads, but from what I heard, this is like a book of our lives. Okay, and from each of the one that we've ever, been a part of, things that we need to know, things that we need to remember, whether it's for good or for, considered good or bad, positive or negative. They are gifted to us so that we can remember certain things about this journey. And I'm pretty sure it's for the purpose of guidance for us. So a lot of people may be experiencing this right now. The next card that came out was Inner Temple, and it says devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. And I'm just going to go from what Spirit gives me. I just know that not a lot of us, are learning that we in fact are where the Most High desires to reside. A lot of us can sense that He's already there, or it's already there, The Elohim is already there within us. And that all we actually have to do is create a space within ourselves and take the time to go within, and we can meet the Most High whenever we need to. Whenever. So a lot of us are learning. A lot of us are learning about tapping in. A lot of people are talking about it. And it's not a fad. It's because it's the truth. The Most High is within us. Always been there. We've always had access to the Most High, just as we have access to our lower nature and lower selves. But we have to choose to create a space where we can hear the Most High, where we can hear the wisdom of our angels and all of that. We have to tap in. And the place we do that is inside the temple, which is you and I. So I think that message is very clear. I want to say that could be reminding people they need to make time to do this. Many of us have been taught to search for God outside of ourselves. And so therefore, we actually have to practice doing this. We have to not only practice doing this, but we have to create the time, create the atmosphere. And each of us have a different thing. We all have something, a way that we can tune in to the Creator in our hearts. And some of us don't know about it yet. It's coming. You feel the nudging. You can see the deception in just about every other place, every religious organization that maybe you've tried or that you even just heard about. Something is usually off with them all, even if they have a lot of truth. And you realize that a lot of the places that you've been guided to, a lot of the religious organizations or affiliations or groups that you've been interested in, you realize that you've been led there by you. Not the other way around. They didn't come get you. You were interested in something. There was some information that you came into knowledge of, and you, for whatever reason, thought that these places could answer your questions. And the truth is that you have been guided all along by what you already know. That Spirit divulges at different times in different waves that when you're ready. Whether you know you're ready or not, Spirit knows, and they divulge information that causes you to research, that causes you to be like, I wonder if anybody else is dealing with this, if anybody else is talking about this. But that all comes from your inner temple, which is already in you. So yeah, a lot of people are experiencing this. A lot of people are waking up to who they are, and a lot of people are doing so from tapping in. It's a beautiful thing. Before I go, Spirit wants me to just say that for a lot of people, you literally are the temple of the Most High God. You are the temple. And you have to create a sacred space within yourself. That means eating better. But even before you begin to eat better, it literally means your thoughts, it means welcoming the Most High in your thoughts, welcoming love of the Most High into your thoughts. Like, hey, I know that there's a source bigger than me. I welcome you here. It could be so simple as that. It doesn't have to be anything long and drawn out and fancy. So this Spirit wanted me to let you guys know you yourself are the temple, and the Most High is waiting The angels are waiting to be at your service. They're like waiting for you to get this so that you can realize that you don't have to go nowhere outside of yourself. They are waiting to minister to you so that you can truly be the priests and the priestesses and the arms, legs, eyes, voices, feet, hands, hearts, brains of the Most High here in the earth. This is the way that you do it, by tapping into your temple. Okay. The Great Gathering. This is talking about there are so many other people who are experiencing these same feelings. All this that's happening with you, others are feeling it too, and you guys are coming together. It's happening all around the world. I'm so grateful. A sister of mine, who we're beginning to form a bond or what have you, she took me to a crystal shop yesterday. I was in like crystal heaven, okay? But anyway, she took me to a crystal shop yesterday, and obviously everyone who was there, not everyone, but a lot of people who were there, the owners, we started talking about the shift that's happening and how so many people are tapping in and so many people are waking up to the importance of crystals and how they can assist us on our journeys here as spiritual beings and all that kind of stuff. And it was a man that I was speaking with, a man and a woman, and the man brought up, that the age is getting ready to shift over into the divine feminine energy, and that the brothers or the patriarchy is about to have to honestly give it up, and they know it as a collective, I guess, somehow. And I just thought, I was like, whoa, this is so exciting. Like, many of us could be running into more and more and more and more people who are on the same wavelength as us. And it could be near or far. I was going to say it doesn't have to be near, but the thought changed real quick. And it was just to say, this is happening worldwide. So many of us are being connected, of course, through the internet. Some of us are literally meeting people in our places of residence and the places that we work. But the point is that you are getting to experience in this little time that others are experiencing some of the same things that you are, even if not exactly the same. It doesn't matter. We're all feeling it. And this is divinely done. It's happening divinely so. It's all coming together. It said intuitive hits and soul tribe. Intuitive hits, like we are getting information. We're feeling certain things that we know to be true. Other people, and then we're running into other people who are getting these same thoughts. Okay. And we're recognizing them because they're also a part of this here movement. You know what I mean? And as a direct result of that, we're finding people who we are kin to. We're finding people who are kindred spirits. We are finding our soul tribe who also have information to give us too, to help us connect the dots. The ever unfolding rose. This is always an oracle to remind you that all the stuff that's happening to us, it could seem horrible. It could seem disastrous even. But this is always a reminder to understand that, listen, these things that you could perceive as a disaster for you and happening to you, they are not to harm you. They are absolutely for your good, and they are working for your good, not to harm you. So I know that a lot of us could totally be in circumstances and situations that we absolutely don't like. And if we had the choice to choose, we probably wouldn't be there. Which is thankfully the reason why, in a way, I'm so glad. Like, yeah, we had a choice to choose to come here, but I think that, and we did have a choice to experience everything that we're experiencing now, but I think that we forget that. And so the beautiful thing is, we always get a reminder at some point by these types of things happening. Because what spirit does is, yeah, things will happen. You're having tower moments, like in the tarot. You're having tower moments. You're having moments where things are breaking apart, no matter how much you're trying to hold them together. Even if it's literally just in your brain or just in certain habits that you've always had your entire life. And now all of a sudden it's shifting. You don't know how this shift is happening. You're like, what the fudge is going on? Like I said before, when did I begin to oracle cards? When did I get into crystals? When did I get into candles so heavily? When did I get into trying to learn about herbs and healing and making soaps and taking care of my body and eating right? Like, when did all of this fudge caking happen? That's just one thing. Or you could be in a union where you felt like this person was everything for you and that it was going to be a forever thing. And now all of a sudden you guys are both on different spiritual wavelengths. And so now it is getting harder and harder to relate. This person looks at you like you're a dingbat. No offense. You sometimes feel like you could be a dingbat because of the differences and because of how swiftly the shifts are happening even within yourself and how fast this awakening is taking place for you and how now your interests are changing. The way that you talk is changing. The way that you think is changing more so to the way that it's always really been for you. But now you're coming out about a lot of things and it's just like, God dang it. Why is all of this falling apart? Why is this happening now? And your perception is to see first, initially, to see this as something negative. This oracle is to remind you, no, boo-boo, all of this is happening on your behalf, sweetie. And that's for males and females. This is happening for your good. Whether you can see that or understand that or not, understand that this is for you. Maybe that union you shouldn't be in. Maybe it was literally, and I mean to continue in, not because you weren't supposed to be in it. I think that everything happens for a whole reason. Even if the reason was for you to break down at this point in time now to realize who you are or to realize that wasn't really for you, what you like, what you don't like, whatever the case will be carried out. The reason that was supposed to happen will always stand. And once it does, it's time for you to move on. And literally there's nothing that you or I can do about it. You can stay in, but it's still going to come. But you're going to probably suffer a lot more. And that's not to scare anyone. You can stay in as long as you want to. Just understand that if it's not meant for you to remain there, you're going to leave anyway. But Spirit always makes it to where it's something that you have to realize and you have to recognize. So all praises. It's happening for you, not against you. Play. Play. Don't be so serious all the time. Enjoy. Celebrate. Live a little. Enjoy this time while you're here. And I'm not talking about do no reckless stuff. No, not at all. We got to be mindful, of course, because with us being light workers, you have to be mindful with even how you play. But understand that it's absolutely okay. Though you understand you're spiritual, though you're tapping into all your spiritual gifts and you're learning about stuff, listen, please don't lose vitality. In becoming so serious that now you can't relate to people at all, like on no type of level, or that now you can't enjoy the journey. Play a little bit. It's okay. Being in this energy also will help lift your spirits. Because for this coming right after the ever changing or ever unfolding roles, like to me, these two together they're saying that because of this journey for you, you've been taking a lot of hits. Because initially we resist these things. So you've been taking a lot of hits. You've been taking a lot of stuff that's happening to you totally personal. And you've been in a funk. You've been in a depression. You've been in this place where this is so real for you and this information that's happening and what you feel led and drawn to is so serious or it's so tough, it's so heavy that you feel the need to be serious all the time. Like, oh, this is such a serious matter. We can't play. And you have become rigid. Maybe people don't even like being around you, or maybe they feel like, dang, like you done lost your vitality. Your life is gone now. Like, your energy has totally shifted. And Spirit is reminding you, nope, it's time for you to play now, honey. It's time for you to lift your vibrations. It's time for you to go back to a happy place. You see how the sun is shining brightly here? Even the look on this face is like, it almost seems like she's having to kind of force herself to do it. But something that I've learned this through smiling or having to sometimes force yourself to smile. Once you start doing it, it becomes easier for you. And so for some of you guys, Spirit is saying y'all need to literally lighten up because you've been in a heavy, dark place. Or if you don't begin to work in this energy, you will be in a depression. You will be in a place that Spirit does not want you to go. Enjoy yourself. Why don't you try looking at it differently? This is to help you not see it so negative. This is actually to help you see that, oh, this is helping me actually. This is freeing me up to be able to continue to learn what I'm supposed to be learning because I'm a part of this great awakening. I'm a part of this great gathering. This is for me to, because I've been tapping in, like this is actually all working on my behalf. These Akashic downloads. This ain't happening so to tell me I'm crazy. It's to show me who I really am. Oh, okay. Well, now I can lighten up. That's what Spirit is saying for you. In doing so, I believe that we'll be able to create heaven on earth for ourselves. And that it's really already in the making. The kingdom is already here. The kingdom is within. The kingdom is within. And if we tap in, hello, because all things are based upon choices and decisions that we make. If we take the time to tap in, we'll begin to learn that we can create heaven on earth because the kingdom has always been within us. We've always had the keys to create the atmosphere here on earth that we wanted. We've just been lied to and told that we don't, and that we have to search outside of ourselves. The information is coming out again that no, boo-boo, it's always been within you. I know that Christ said that, and y'all say y'all believe in him, but other people have said that you still need like this God. Though Christ came trying to show you that, oh no, you actually are an extension of God and you can just tap in, and that the kingdom is actually as near as your hand is if you put it up to your face, or as near as your mouth. That means it's really close because the kingdom is inside. This information is actually in the Bible, but many of us don't get this real truth. We get deceptions, we get misinterpretations, we get misunderstanding of men. Just wanted to throw that out there. You can create heaven on earth because the kingdom is already within you, and you have to tap in order to begin to manifest whatever heaven is for you. Moving on, I'm trying to go a little faster. You are a priestess. You are a priestess. And truth be told, the Most High was calling everyone to operate in this type of way, because what a priest does is what? They minister on behalf of the people. And the Most High God is supposed to be their source. Excuse me, I got a little excited. There are priests and there are priestess. Priestess is a feminine form of a priest. That means the work that you do is like that of a priest. But a priest is just a man. You are the feminine version of that. There's nothing wrong with it, says the Most High. Man will say, I ain't no priestess. That's what some men will say. Not all, but some. Anywho, this card says, how are you being called to step up and lead? Many of you are probably already operating in this energy and do not know it. Or maybe you are aware and don't want to receive it because you know the responsibility that comes with it. I'm here to say, you cannot receive it if you don't want to, but it doesn't make you any less a priestess. It's best that you accept it about yourself and begin to take action. Begin to learn about what you're to do. Some of you guys are really learning, because of these Akashic downloads, exactly what your manner of healing is, what your order of service is, because a priestess is to serve. Just like a priest is to serve the people, so is a priestess. So with that being said, a lot of us are beginning to learn what our spiritual gifts are and what our earthly gifts are. And by earthly, I just mean the carnal things, what our talents and stuff are, how we can be of service to people in this realm. A lot of you are getting that because of the Akashic downloads. A lot of you are learning that you are magical. By magical, I literally mean that you have an affinity to learn about things that are so-called taboo and hidden, and to make people understand them. You have a natural affinity to learn about them. Things like roots, maybe even candle work. Maybe something as simple as meditation and how important it is. We all have a service. We all have a role to play in creating the kingdom here on earth. And so our responsibility with these downloads is to really look into them and see how it is that we can be priestesses of the Most High, and priests for that matter of the Most High, by learning what we are supposed to be doing, what our giftings and callings are, and then learning about them, and operating in them. Because it's not enough to find out, oh, I'm supposed to learn about root work. It's not enough to know, oh, I have a natural affinity to hear messages from the spirit world and help bring closure or help people understand their plight. It's not enough to know these things. You have to begin to operate in them, says the Most High. That is the end of the reading. I pray that it was helpful. I didn't even read the book. I thought I was going to, but whatever. We go with what the Spirit says, and boom, boom, boom. That's how it goes. Shalom. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I love you with the love of the Most High. Be blessed.